What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, I don't remember the last time this has actually happened where I did two back-to-back rants. Usually, I'll have a rant, and then the dust will settle, and I'll chill out, and then something else bothers me, so I'll do another one. But there's been a lot of shit going on, and I'm fed up with some of it, so you're getting back-to-back rants from me. Now, I already exposed and talked about the Canelo. I made a comment about Canelo looking like he's having trouble losing weight or making weight, possibly weight drain, and the Canelotoids went off the handle and went crazy. So I already gotten that ass on them. Now I want to talk about some other issues. Mayweather just announced that he will be facing none other than Maidana September 13th in a rematch. Now, me personally, I'm not dying to see this because I feel Floyd won the first fight. So, as a fighter who, by his own admission, is not going to be around in a couple years, you know what I mean? He's only has a couple more fights left in his deal. I would rather see Floyd fight fresh matches, fresh faces. Guys like Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, Manny Pacquiao, all these are good fights. Amir Khan, all these are good fights. Maidana, it's not a fight that I hate. Like, you know what I mean? There's still an element of danger. Maidana had to earn his the hard way as a fighter, taking on daunting tasks and being brought in as basically a stepping stone. You know what I mean? In the Eric Morales fight, he was a stepping stone. Victor Ortiz, Adrian Broner, all those fights, he was a stepping stone, and he was expected to lose those fights, and he won those fights. So props to him. He also had tough schedule and facing complicated, you know what I mean, fighters that other people don't really want to fight, high risk, low reward kind of guys. Guys like Jesus Soto Caras, who is a stay busy guy, you know what I mean, good chin and that kind of thing. So props to Maidana. I have no problem with him earning the payday. It's simply based on the fact that I think Mayweather beat him the first time and will beat him probably a little bit more easy in this fight. I think the element of surprise was Chino's best weapon, and having Alex Ariza getting his conditioning right, and he still seemed like he fatigued a little bit towards the end. Now, with those things gone, I just don't see it being as competitive. That's just my personal opinion. Chino, he could prove me wrong, because I thought he was going to lose the Broner fight too, and he beat the shit out of Broner. So he could prove me wrong. This is just my standpoint, my vantage point, how I'm looking at it. But the problem I have is Mayweather announces Maidana as a fight. Again, it's not a horrible fight. Still an element of danger. Still Maidana is a deserving person, and he gets crucified for it. Meanwhile, you have Pacquiao fighting in Macau, China, and not to take this into a whole nother dimension with like territories, but he's not even fighting in the U.S. So what I mean by that is based on his tax issues or whatever the fuck is wrong, wherever they're fighting in Macau, China, all of his US fans don't even get the opportunity to see the motherfucker fight. We can't see him fight his whatever opponent he's fighting in Macau, China, unless we're gonna catch a flight and go to China, you know what I mean, catch that 16, 18-hour flight and then make it to China. We can't see it. So that's one thing that's shady for his fans. You know what I mean? The U.S. fans don't get to see that. And the U.S. fans are pretty much what built him. Now, business is business, so that's one thing. Slide it on the table. Then, to make matters worse, to add insult to injury, they're talking about making a fight with Chris Algieri. And I have nothing against Chris Algieri. Stylistically, yes, he could pose some problems because Pacquiao has struggled with pure boxers. However, Chris Algieri, I mean, I'm not hating if he gets the payday because he's a likable guy, stays in shape, showed heart in the Ruslan-Provodnikov fight. But fans are pissing me the fuck off. You guys are making it sound like Chris Algieri and Pacquiao, yeah, that's just the greatest fight. And it's really not, because you have a guy, they're talking about making this fight at 144 at a catch weight. And some people are like, oh, see, he's giving Chris Algieri an advantage. No, he's not, because Chris Algieri fights out of 140. Pacquiao has been fighting at 147, and he's been beating up on bigger guys. So for him to go down a little bit more, 3 pounds, it's still more work for Chris Algieri to go from 140 to 144. That's 4 pounds, as opposed to Pacquiao going from 147 to 144. Plus, Pacquiao is seasoned at welterweight, whereas his biggest fight, Chris Algieri's biggest fight, it was the fight of his life. You know what I mean? His eye was busted the fuck up. And this is the opponent that's getting a Pacquiao payday. You know what I'm saying? I think even Danny Garcia is still more deserving. If you look at his body of work, is deserving of a Pacquiao fight. And I think he lost to Mauricio Herrera in his last fight. However, the judges didn't see it how I seen it. He still has his belts. So if you're going to pull someone up from 140, why not it be a person who makes the most noise and also has a bigger fan base? I would definitely say Danny Garcia has a bigger fan base than Chris Algieri. You know what I mean? He's had more televised performances and that kind of stuff. So I'm not too keen on bringing someone up from 140 unless they have no more business at 140. Like they cleaned out their division pretty much and they're moving up. You know what I'm saying? Or they fought there for years like an Amir Khan. And we're not getting any of those fights. It looks like we're really getting Chris Algieri. Now people shit on the Marcos Maidana fight, and y'all the same motherfuckers that caused this fight. So when dealing with Mayweather, you get all sorts of double standards and inconsistencies. And I need someone to explain this to me. How is Mayweather shitted on when he initially picked Marcos Maidana for the first time, when Marcos Maidana was a champion? Fans were saying, oh, Marcos Maidana, he's too slow. He's too flat-footed. Devin Alexander outboxed the shit out of him, so you know what Mayweather's going to do. Then Mayweather and Maidana have a good fight. It's closer than a lot of people expected it to be. And Maidana had a good showing. I think he lost, but he had a good showing, and he did better than projected. Now, he's getting a rematch. And this is a likable guy. When Maidana was beating the shit out of Adrian Broner, you guys were like, yeah, Chino, ole, ole, Chino. You know what I'm saying? Y'all was feeling him. Now he's getting another shot and you shit on it. You say, oh, he doesn't deserve it and all kinds of shit like that. And half the people that are very apprehensive to this rematch are the people who basically requested it. And by requested it, you did it, you didn't necessarily call for it. You didn't call for action, but you inadvertently did it by talking shit and going on social networks and media saying Maidana beat the shit out of Mayweather. Now, Mayweather's in a position where he knows he won, in his opinion. You know what I mean? In my opinion, I think he knows he won. But now he could rob the bank twice with the same opponent. He doesn't even have to put in much effort in terms of the promotional side because people thought the first fight was competitive. And now you guys are allowing Mayweather to rob the bank twice and give us a fight that he already won. And that's y'all dumbasses because y'all was saying Mayweather lost and, oh, Chino won 8 rounds and all kinds of shit like that. Now, if he didn't fight the motherfucker, it'd be a problem. You would say, oh, he's pussy. He doesn't want to give Maidana a shot at his belts again. He should have lost. He has a loss to Castillo. Maidana beat him. That's what you're going to say. So you created the perfect alibi, the perfect scapegoat for Mayweather to fight Maidana for the second time. When in all actuality, if y'all would have just shut the fuck up and been like, it was a good fight. Maidana came on strong early. Mayweather finished strong or came on in the middle rounds once he got that cut under control and won the fight, then we probably wouldn't be getting this fucking fight. We would be getting maybe a Keith Thurman or somebody else. Maybe it'd be forced to give a Pacquiao fight or Amir Khan after Ramadan. Maybe Mayweather would have to back off of the September date because Mayweather, like Pacquiao, is running out of viable options. You know what I mean? Mayweather could fight someone stupid like Jesse Vargas, and not dissing Jesse Vargas, not calling him stupid, but I'm saying a stupid fight that makes no sense. And again, a lot of boxing fans have a terrible, terrible habit where anytime, especially with Mayweather and Pacquiao, I know their names are kind of synonymous, but anytime someone's talking about Pacquiao, you bring up Mayweather. Or just in general, anytime someone's talking about a fighter, fighter A, you bring up another fighter that wasn't even in the conversation. And that's a terrible thing that fans do. You'd be like, oh, why is Pacquiao fighting Algieri? But Mayweather did this. Mayweather's rematching Maidana. Like, that's not answering the question. Talk about Pacquiao. So, since y'all want to talk about it and lump them all together, let's talk about it. And tell me How is Pacquiao fighting Algieri an acceptable fight, but Maidana and Mayweather too, when y'all requested this by talking shit and saying Maidana beat him, how is that not a viable fight? I just, for the life of me, I can't understand it. How can you say and leave comments on my videos and on social media and networks and shit, say Maidana won, but now Maidana's getting the rematch and he's getting the opportunity to prove it, and he's a good guy, he's a good fighter and a warrior, and that's not good enough. Meanwhile, in La La Land, you have Pacquiao, who's not fighting in the States, and he's fighting a guy who, by the skin of his teeth, was able to muster up enough boxing to come back. You know what I mean? Because it looked like it was about to be a wrap in the first round. And you know what I mean? He used heart, he had his eyes swollen, and he bounced back and started boxing good and moving good. But this guy has no power. Like, he doesn't have power at 140. I just think it's still a mismatch. Even though Pacquiao has struggled with pure boxers, I just think Chris Algieri is he just doesn't have the veteran fight experience. You could look at Timothy Bradley, but Timothy Bradley, before any Pacquiao fight, his resume was solid. Take both Pacquiao fights off Timothy Bradley's resume, and you still have names like Devin Alexander. You still have names like Lamont Peterson. You still have Nate Campbell when Nate Campbell was worth a damn. You know what I'm saying? You still have Luis Carlos Abregu before Pacquiao. This is all before Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? And you have his amateur experience, and you know what I mean, whoever he fought Andre Ward in the fucking amateurs. So that's what Timothy Bradley brings to the table. Now, look at Chris Algieri, and I'm not hating on Chris Algieri because I like Chris Algieri. Take away Ruslan Provodnikov, who the fuck does he have on his resume? Tell me one person. Who does Chris Algieri have on his resume? You know what I'm saying? So it's null and void comparing what Timothy Bradley did versus Pacquiao and Chris Algieri, because they're not even in the same class in terms of resumes. Timothy Bradley, like I said, take both Pacquiao fights the fuck off. He has Ruslan and everybody else I just named. You know what I mean? And that's it. That's straight up. Chris Algieri doesn't have that type of deep resume like a Timothy Bradley. So, I mean, he has a shot to win just from pure boxing, but I would definitely lean towards Pacquiao, and I would definitely rather have seen Amir Khan or even a Ruben Guerrero get an opportunity. You know what I mean? Just to see how Pacquiao would dispose of Robert Guerrero instead of Floyd Mayweather. You know what I mean? See how it played out. See how he did with someone who's bigger. And you guys keep giving Pacquiao fucking passes where he's fighting light punchers. Last big puncher, and I don't even know if it was a massive puncher that he fought, he got knocked out by, and that was Marquez. And I don't know, you know what I mean? Marquez has good pop, but I don't know if he just destroy. I mean, I guess he does because he knocked him out with one punch. It was just perfectly placed and perfectly timed. But again, I mean, I don't know, man. Some people are gonna be like, "Oh, Brandon Rios," but that's another fighter who came up from 140. So you don't know how his power is at 147. We're gonna find out against Diego Chavez because that motherfucker can crack. So Brandon Rios is gonna have to come correct. So I just wanted to address this. I'm just tired of the bullshit. Props to Canelo and Lara for having this fight because that's definitely a 50-50 fight. Marcos Maidana and Mayweather, like I said, I'm not thrilled about it, but I understand because you guys pigeonhole. Some of you guys hate Mayweather so much, you pigeonhole him, and if he's damned if he does, and he's damned if he don't. If he never gave Chino a shot and just went straight with Amir Khan, then you would say he's ducking Marcos Maidana, the bigger puncher or the lethal puncher or the improving fighter. Then he fights Maidana, has a good competitive fight, and some of you guys are saying he lost to him. Now he's trying to set the record straight, and that's not good enough. So get out of here with that bullshit. Let me know what you guys think. Chris Algieri, Marcos Maidana, and Mayweather rematch is official now. Pacquiao's fight is not official. I just much rather see Pacquiao end with somebody who's seasoned, even like an Amir Khan. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like the video. As always, hate, comment, or subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off.